Hey everyone, the following is my best attempt to summarize a personal ethical statement. Well, in thinking back on The Ethicist from Module 1, I realized that some of the strongest ethical foundation points for me are what resonated from that module. When I first heard the case, I absolutely and instantly knew that I would not lie to my family member. I just could not break that trust. To me, love and relationships are built on trust, and lies will absolutely destroy that in a heartbeat. Well, I realized that a lot of people felt that the lie was justified in that case and that it would have relieved the family member's suffering. I had to wonder for them, would it have relieved the suffering for the loved one, or would it have relieved their own suffering and their own feelings of guilt at having the loved one being there and waiting for them to show up and knowing that they would not? Please don't think that I'm a black and white person, because believe me, I live my life in the gray most of the time. I work with a lady who is absolutely black and white, and believe me, we are different in personality as night and day. I just, in working on this statement, have realized how much a part of my foundation, trust and not telling lies are. And throughout this semester, as we have learned about the different philosophers, Kant was one that I was drawn to. I know, surprise, surprise. However, I did not go as far as he does, and not believing that you should not ever tell a lie, because I realize that there are times when you need to tell lies, white lies that is, and I have told myself, or excuse me, I have told many myself over the years, and I know that sometimes white lies are necessary, but I have thought about other points of things that are other points, of my foundation that are strong and deeply embedded in me, and I think that my willingness to accept other people for who and what they are, regardless of whether or not that might agree with my own personal philosophies, has always been a strong point for me. And I think that that is why I have worked with international students, special populations, and it's even why I have the graduate students now, because nobody else wanted them. So I think that that was a very big part of me and always has been a big part of me. And when we were reading through Rachel's and Rachel's throughout the semester, and when we were reading the journal article on Confucianism, I couldn't really find anything that was all part of me. There were bits and pieces of it, but there was nothing really that I could identify with one particular moral philosophy that was really all of something that I could grab onto. And I got really excited when we came to the end of Rachel's and Rachel's, and even the authors started piecing together their idea of a perfect moral philosophy. And I actually kind of liked the one that they had at the end, especially because it contained animals and how they felt that animals believed, or they believed that animals should have a part also. I'm a huge animal lover, and I really think that they, even though they're non-sentient human beings, as they said in a lot of the philosophies, that they should have a piece or a right to this planet, maybe even more than we should, actually, because they were here before we were, after all. I think that they have a right to this planet and a right to live on this planet, and they have feelings just as much as we do, and I think that we should treat them correctly. After all, we're taking over a lot of their places to live and a lot of their habitats, and destroying it as we go along, with the feeling that we should have more of a right than they do, and what gives us that right. So I was really quite excited to see that the philosopher, Rachel's and Rachel's, came up with a good philosophy, I thought, at the end. And I actually like that one the best, I think, out of all of them. But all in all, I don't really feel like my foundations have changed. Nothing really rocked my foundations that have been in place ever since I was growing up. But I do feel like I've gained a lot of insight over the semester, and I really feel like I have gained a lot of knowledge and insight that will help me to deal with my students. It has helped me to maybe put a finger on what their foundations are, and it will help me to recognize how best to deal with what's making up their foundations as they put their foundations in place over the course of the years, and it will help me to identify with them and to work with them as they get older and as they go through life's issues over the course of the time that I work with them while they're at Elon.